Like, that's not going to work. And then she's going to have to be able to be present to clean up some rebounds or some shot attempts in terms of being able to block shots, which, good news, are all things that she's done throughout her career, so that's not new territory. But I think when I look at tonight, whether it be Okot, McKeer, or if we see
Joyce Edwards.
Thank you. I was blanking on Joyce Edwards.
Got you, teammate.
She's got different styles of players that can play that big, that are going to be looking for that contact. Listen, I'm a child of an official. My dad refereed high school ball for forever, so I'm not going to make officiating a bigger thing than it needs to be, but I will be curious to see how the paint play in particular in this one is going to be officiated.
I'm curious to see how Lauren Betts manages her sense of urgency versus being in the present, not getting too frazzled when she does feel the pressure, and putting those good hands to use, right? She has the capability of grabbing the ball once it's sitting off to her and making it work, but just making sure it's taken care, you're not being sloppy, you're catching it high, you use your size to your advantage.
Okay, let's end it on this. Our prediction for today's game. Later this afternoon, about 3.5 hours from now, Ari, who will be crowned the national champion?
Start with Monica. You already know how I am. Start with Monica.
I'm going to go against my gut on this one. I'm going to go UCLA.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the audacity of an experience for them. It's been a while since their team has been in this moment. They don't know what they don't know. They just got to go out there and hoop. I think as beautiful as it is, the legacy that Dawn Staley in South Carolina has built, they have felt the pain of losing in this moment. And while that can be an extreme motivator, it also can be something that you're scared of, right? UCLA, they got nothing to lose. Like, why not?
Because I have to play devil's advocate.
Well, I should have said South Carolina if you was going.
I'm going South Carolina just because I think that they have the ability to break down Lauren Betts' whole strategy early on and put her in a position where she won't be utilized. I think they have the ability to drive into the paint and cause those fouls, and so it gets Lauren Betts in that foul trouble, and then so that UCLA won't be able to recoup if that happens.
They're not a particularly deep team, so you're right.
And that's I think
the depth is concerning.
South Carolina has the ability to take them out of sorts more so than UCLA has the ability to take South Carolina out of sorts.
All right, Monica, I'm riding with you. It was my prediction on Friday. It is my prediction today. Picking UCLA to win the national championship. That would be the first ever for Corey Close. She's been at UCLA for 15 years, looking for her first ever title and the program's first ever NCAA title. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching Countdown to the Women's Championship, delivered by Wendy's. Head to Wendy's to grab the freshest deals in fast food. For Ari Chambers, Monica McNutt, I'm Courtney Cronin. Our game day crew takes over next.
Because I have to play devil's advocate.
Well, I should have said South Carolina if you was going.
I'm going South Carolina just because I think that they have the ability to break down Lauren Betts' whole strategy early on and put her in a position where she won't be utilized. I think they have the ability to drive into the paint and cause those fouls, and so it gets Lauren Betts in that foul trouble, and then so that UCLA won't be able to recoup if that happens.
They're not a particularly deep team, so you're right.
And that's I think
the
that
depth is concerning.
South Carolina has the ability to take them out of sorts more so than UCLA has the ability to take South Carolina out of sorts.
All right, Monica, I'm riding with you. It was my prediction on Friday. It is my prediction today. Picking UCLA to win the national championship. That would be the first ever for Corey Close. She's been at UCLA for 15 years, looking for her first ever title and the program's first ever NCAA title. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching Countdown to the Women's Championship, delivered by
games have been played in the tournament, and just one remains. And after two very emotional Final Four matchups on Friday, we are ready for this historic at Capital One. We are so excited to be here. Janae Ogumike, Andrea Carter, and Christine Williamson. Guys, I have chills after watching that. And it just feels good. It's Championship Sunday.
Yeah, happy Easter, everyone.
Yes.
Wishing everyone peace, love, and joy.
Yes.
I've talked, so many people are like, what's your favorite memory, right, of being an analyst and being at ESPN? It is always when we get to crown a champion.
Yes.
And think about the heavy emotions, right? There's so much heartache on one side and so much joy on the other. And to me, it's the joy that overpowers watching a team hoist that trophy and how happy they are from all the hard work coming to this moment.
Yeah.
It's just so special to be here every single year. It's an honor. And to be here with you, too.
Yes, it's a blessing.
Love you guys. Love that we're all here together. Let's talk about how these teams, the last time that these two teams were here. South Carolina back in the title game for the third straight year, tied for the third longest streak all time. Last season in Tampa, they met UConn on this stage, but lost by 23 points. And the Gamecocks, of course, avenged that loss on Friday, and they look for their fourth title today. On the other side, for UCLA, it's the school's first appearance in the title game in the NCAA era, but they did win an AIAW title in 1978 before the NCAA sanctioned women's basketball. That Bruins team featured two members of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and Ann Myers and Denise Curry. And when I think about this UCLA team, ladies, I think about the fact that they have so many seniors on this team. They make up 50% of the team. So it's almost now or never. Janae, what stands out to you about the Bruins?
Well, in this NCAA era, there have been 44 tournaments, but this is UCLA's first championship game in this era. And I just think about how they're representing. They're representing the West Coast. They're representing Los Angeles. And this is the first time in 40 years Los Angeles is on this big stage. Now, I live about 5 miles or so from Westwood. And when I drive into my neighborhood, you know what I see? I see Lauren Betts. This team full of showstoppers. It reminds me of Hollywood. And these women have so many talents. I mean, Lauren Betts, a showstopper most importantly, but Gabriella Hawkins, we talk about basketball being in her DNA. Her brother plays for the Miami Heat. Even Kiki Rice, who's having a career year. Her aunt is the distinguished diplomat Susan Rice, a former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations and served as National Security Advisor to President Barack Obama. All these ladies are just decorated. And that's not even talking about what they've done on the floor. They have already set a program record with 36 wins. They've set a program record with 30 wins in a row. They get tremendous production from the starting five. And so everyone in the neighborhood is looking really good right now for the ladies of Westwood.
And this is my favorite part about being in this seat is there are so many different angles to look at this game. Like, yes, does it feel like it's UCLA's time with all of the seniors that they have? It does. But on the exact same note, it does feel like it's time for South Carolina, in particular their senior, Raven Johnson. I mean, you think about Dawn Staley going for her fourth national title. Raven Johnson, a fifth-year senior, she has an opportunity to be the only Gamecock to be a part of 3 national championships. Now listen to this. In 2022, she was injured, but she was there. In 2024, that felt like redemption from what happened in the Iowa matchup in 2023. And if she gets a win today, I know it would also feel like redemption because they lost last year, but to me, with Raven Johnson, it feels like completion of such an incredible career. And we talked to Coach Staley. She told us that Raven Johnson is the player she will miss the most. So for Raven Johnson to have this opportunity, but also you mentioned the seniors. Think about the other seniors that made sacrifices to come to South Carolina for this opportunity. Tanaya Lassen, leading scorer in the nation last year. Doesn't score as much here at South Carolina, but she has an opportunity to be a champion. Medina Akot, Miriam Dowda, they also transferred to South Carolina for this exact opportunity. So while it feels like UCLA's moment, it also feels like South Carolina's.
Yeah, it's also an opportunity, this stage, for redemption for UCLA, because if we talk about last year to this year, last year, Lauren Betts stepped up, but she did not have a supporting cast. That has motivated them. If you think about emotions in life, the most powerful are love and hate. You love to win, but sometimes athletes hate to lose. And this loss that they had last year has motivated them to be better than ever. And we talk about point guard Charlize Letcher-Walker is one of those tough-nosed, heart-on-her-sleeve type of players. And she's surrounded by guards, Gianna Neepkins, like I said, Gabriella Hawkins, Kiki Rice, who's having a career. Now, the tournament is hard. If you look at the numbers, those numbers rise and fall. But one thing that we saw is the toughness, which was questioned before. There's an answer for it. That's why they're here. They were tough. They executed when it mattered most. And now I'm really excited for this, I guess you can say, coast-to-coast matchup.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I like also that we keep talking about how UCLA hasn't been here before, but when you think about South Carolina, only 2 players that are actively playing right now have won a national championship. So there's a lot of them on the line on both sides. But let's get to how both teams got here, starting with UCLA. Their They're riding into this championship game on a program record 30-game win streak after defeating Texas on Friday, avenging their only loss of the season, which came back in November. The Bruins also have a team record 36 wins. Now, they are led by 6'7" Lauren Betts, who has shown up when the lights are the brightest. She is averaging over 22 points per game, shooting a piping hot 70% from the field, and she's blocked 15 shots in this year's tournament. Then, of course, we have South Carolina, who have outscored their opponents by 175 points in the tournament, which is tied for the 4th largest point differential by a team entering the national championship. The Gamecocks are led by, who Dawn Staley likes to say is her crash out, Joyce Edwards, who has etched her name in the South Carolina record books by scoring a single-season program record 760 points this season. So 2 names that I just mentioned, Lauren Betts and Joyce Edwards, obviously are huge for both of these teams, very instrumental with getting both UCLA and South Carolina to this point. What have you seen out of both of these teams' runs?
Yeah, you know, when I think about championship plays, I know we talk a lot about Lauren Betts and Joyce Edwards and their stats, but there were championship plays made on Friday night from everybody across the board. There's not always a statistic for a championship play. The first 2 actions that happen in this play right here, there's no stat for it, but it's impactful, and look what it leads to. So first thing is the denial by Got McKeer. That's AZ Fudd. Send her back towards the rim, stay with her, but also look at the pressure. No stat for denial or for pressure, but there is a stat for this. The effort, diving on the floor, all of those things make up a championship play, championship moments, and that's how you win a title. Now look at this again. There's no statistic for being locked in, but Tessa Johnson is locked in on AZ Fudd. AZ can go either way. Now, there's a little misstep right there, so Tessa Johnson's a step slow, but what does she do? She makes up for it with effort, high hands, sitting in the stands. AZ Fudd shoots 47% from 3. Run her off the line as part of the game plan. Finish the play without fouling. That's a championship play right there.
Now on the other side, UCLA has had 406 possessions in the tournament, but this right here is the reason why they're here today in the national championship game. They're known for their offense, but this was tenacity defensively. You get your hand active on the ball, and they're out and running. Gabrielle Hawkins, look at this pro finish. Nice little touch balls on the ground, does not matter. And when your opposing coach is making that base, you know you're doing something right. Now this was the play that honestly gave me goosebumps, and I love Maddie Booker, but this is a defense right here of Lauren Betts. She keeps eyes on Maddie. Normally, look at this. This is the end of the possession. This is the end of the game. Lauren should not get this block. Her hips are the wrong way. Instead, she recovers. This is the improvement, the mobility. Maddie took that shot because she was looking at the hips and not the hands of Lauren Betts, who is 6'7" and is amazing on both ends of the floor. So championship plays, as you said, Drea, are key, and they will need a multitude of those today if they want to hoist the trophy.
And it's just so remarkable watching these 2 teams and how drastically different they look from last season in this moment. The way South Carolina looked in the championship game against UConn, the way UCLA looked in the game to get to the championship game. These teams look stronger. They look more sure in what they're doing, more intentional, more confident. Even though the games got close on Friday night, I never thought that South Carolina or UCLA was going to lose. I thought they were going to win from start to finish, even when it got close, because of the way they were playing.
And this is when game plans go out the window and you get the best from your coaches as well. Dawn Staley is the ultimate motivator. Why do you believe and trust in her? Because she has walked through fire as a player and been victorious on the other side. She's walked through fire as a coach and been victorious on the other side. You saw that Friday night, but also Corey Close. What a moment for her, because last year was a huge opportunity for them. They took the loss on the chin, and now they're right back having the best season we've ever seen with UCLA basketball in the NCAA era. So it's cool to see what strategy wins out and also how they motivate their squad, because Corey Close has said, hey, this team, especially Lauren Betts, has gone really well because they embrace the hard. Their assignment today is going to be very hard, but they're built for it.
And they were in the Final Four last year, and Corey Close told us that they really changed the way that they went into the Final Four this season. They're not going to dinners in public. They were making sure that they were keeping everything very close. Corey Close. Keep like I did that. Exactly. But I just like how they went into this Final Four with a different matchup, or a different mindset. Let's take a look at our Connection That Matters, presented by AT&T. This group of UCLA seniors has combined to score 90% of the team's points this season. That is on pace to be the most by a national champion in the NCAA tournament history. We were just talking about Corey Close. She caught up with Holly Rowe to talk about that special group.
Coach, your team has been taking bigger steps every year, and now another one, a new stage for a national championship. This is new for them.
It is.
But it's a group of seniors who have been relying on each other, great chemistry. What do you need from them today?
Well, I think to make sure the process doesn't change. Like, we try to stay as true to what we've done all year long as we possibly can, acknowledging there's probably going to be state changes and nerves and all those things, but those are great things, and we just got to learn to channel them the right way. But I just think making this just another 1-0, as simple as it may sound, I think is our best chance to play our best basketball.
South Carolina presents a lot of challenges. What is the greatest challenge that you'll have to overcome today?
Well, I think it's their rebounding and their defensive pressure. They just did such a great job in the semifinal game. So much respect by how they play connected defense together and rebound the ball with such consistency. So that'll be really the big challenge, is not allowing them to get second and third opportunities. And really just, whoever can control the paint, I think that's going to be a big part of who wins the game.
I know coaches can be superstitious. I can't help but notice you have brought the leather pants back, Coach. Why?
I'm not superstitious at all, but it is, I guess, a little bit by popular demand. Several people said to me, like, I'm just so glad you won, because what if it had been because you didn't have the leather pants on the semifinals? So, hey, we're giving the people what they want, as my strength coach would say, leather up, coach.
The perfect camera zoom out to see the leather pants as well, but she is a little superstitious because she's wearing them once again.
Everything counts when you're trying to win a championship. What you wear, what you eat, and how you execute.
Leave no stone unturned.
Yeah.
If there is an element that you can control, especially for a coach, because as a coach, there's only so much you can do.
Right.
I mean, once the ball tips, it's really up to the players. So for Corey, she's got to control every single thing possible. Leather up, coach. I respect it. I also do have so much respect for Corey Close. If UCLA was to win today, she's been there for 15 seasons. She would be the longest tenured head coach out of university before winning a title. You talk about sticking with it and staying with your group and staying with your university. I just have so much respect for her.
I like watching her get very emotional after that Final Four win. Obviously, this means a lot for her, as you just laid out. All right, coming up, Holly Rowe is going to catch up with the GOAT. Go one-on-one with the other coach in this matchup, Dawn Staley, who is no stranger to the stage, and we know her team loves a redemption story after losing in the national title game just last season. But someone else who loves a redemption story is on the other side. That's Lauren Betts, who wanted another shot at a title after losing in the Final Four last season. Now that she's the national championship game, all bets are off. We'll be back to talk about her journey on the other side.
Yeah, so Char has a YouTube channel.
Charlize has a YouTube channel.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
The dance team reached out, and basically we had 2 practices with them, and they taught us to dance.
We just performed at the men's senior night halftime, and we just went out and did it. It was awesome.
UCLA men's basketball putting on a show in the first half, and then women's basketball putting on a show in halftime.
They have found a really healthy balance, which has really been fun for me to see.
The togetherness of this team, we truly do love each other, and you don't see a lot of teams who genuinely just enjoy each other's company all the time, on and off the court. And I really feel like that has made this year so much more enjoyable, and like we just, our love for each other just shows on the court when we play.
NCAA Women's Championship Special is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Nothing beats March. Or 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card.
Someone say 3?
Caitlin, she lives for the 3s.
From way down the counter.
Wow. Whoa, no cheese?
3 scoops? She scores.
Is that pistachio? Uh-oh, she's here. Oh!
Splash.
Y'all see it? Oh! That's it.
Off the glass.
My face is not a backboard. May I have your attention, please?
WGU believes you should profit from college, not the other way around. Other schools charge an arm and a leg, then send graduates into the world unprepared and buried in debt. But WGU has revolutionized college with lower tuition, self-paced degrees and certificates that build employer-approved, future-proof career skills. WGU is the university that puts you first. Visit wgu.edu to learn more.
New plan.
Hey Google, what's the fastest way to the pier?
right, here we go, right? Finally, big game. Stay calm, stay composed, and just remember, no matter what,
there's never been another duck like you. Time to lock in.
Push the face, thread the needle.
we have to stick together. Show me your game face. All right, we'll work on it. Will it be easy? Is it going to be worth it?
Don't forget,
You're a bird of prey, a majestic,
beautiful soccer gazelle. Go!
What does victory sound like? Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Together!
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check who was behind me at the game. Dude, she just pointed at me.
That's crazy.
Checking Allstate first was the right move.
I love you! I love you!
Not checking who was sitting behind me was humbling.
Your mom. That's Mrs. Betts.
Yeah, check Allstate first. You could save hundreds. Go Bruins.
Go Bruins. Anything can happen when Idol is live.
We are not going to announce elimination tonight.
And Monday,
It's Monday night.
the top 12 are revealed at the top of the show.
Bring it on!
We're kicking it old school with 90s superstars. The judges choose 90s songs for the hopefuls to perform. And America votes live.
The heat is on.
American Idol, Monday on ABC and Disney Plus. Next day on Hulu.
It's spicy in Phoenix.
This is ridiculous. Their coach rants and raves on the sideline and calls the referee some names you don't want to hear.
South Carolina has stunned UConn. Players now Dawn and Gino getting into it a little bit on the sideline as they exchange words at center court.
I'm gonna let you know this. I'm of integrity. I'm of integrity. So if I did something wrong to Gino, I had no idea what I did.
I said what I said, and obviously she didn't like it. I just told the truth.
You can ask Gino the question. You know, he's the one that initiated the conversation.
The protocol is before the game, you meet at half court. Anybody ever see that before? 2 coaches meet at half court and they shake hands. Correct? You ever see it? And I waited there for like 3 minutes.
I guess he thought I didn't shake his hand at the beginning of the game. I didn't know. I went down there pregame, shook everybody on his staff's hand. I don't know what he came with after the game, but hey, sometimes things get heated. We move on.
You know, there were a lot of things that happened in that game. Unless you're on that sideline, you have no idea what's happening on that sideline.
Yeah, that's a little disheartening, but at the same time, this is sports, and sometimes things like this happen. That's why I'm just going to just continue to focus on our team and their ability to advance in this tournament and hopefully win another national championship.
After all of that happened on Friday, Coach Auriemma and UConn put out a statement on Saturday saying, quote, "There is no excuse for how I handled the end of the game versus South Carolina. It's unlike what I do and what our standard is here at Connecticut. I want to apologize to the staff and the team at South Carolina. It was uncalled for in how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played, and I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them." I do want to acknowledge that he did not mention Dawn Staley directly in that statement, and Dawn said it, he said it in that statement as well. The focus should be this South Carolina team. But Dre, when all of that went down on Friday, what was going through your mind?
Yeah, so Friday night as it was happening, you know, I immediately was like, I still want to keep this about basketball. And as I pivoted to this day today, I was like, the biggest loser in this situation, obviously taking all of that aside, basketball-wise, the biggest loser was going to be whoever won between Texas and UCLA, because South Carolina now has extra motivation. So if you're Texas and now we know it's UCLA, UCLA now has to combat the extra motivation, the extra spice, the extra chip on South Carolina's shoulder, as if it wasn't already big enough. And the one moment that really stood out to me when all that was happening was Raven Johnson in the middle of it went to go high-five Dawn Staley. Yeah. They do not play about their coach. They being the Gamecocks and Dawn Staley being their coach. So now there's extra motivation in this game for South Carolina to finish the job from what happened that they felt was disrespectful, which it was on Friday night.
Yeah, and we also witnessed yesterday in the open practice the connection between Raven and Dawn. Yeah. Despite all of the pressure pressure, despite all of the noise, they were dancing at center court, and to me that was really cool. But with the exception of maybe this game, the national championship game, there are actually good losses. And in that open practice, Don Staley said, my team lost at the right time. Now, ironically, both teams lost to Texas at the right time. But when you think of South Carolina, they lost to Texas in the SEC championship game in the tournament. And overall, you look at the margin of victory ever since then, it's been 28 points per game. They have been extremely dominant. They have righted those wrongs, and they are playing more confident than ever. And then especially when you think of UCLA losing to Texas in November, ever since then, they've been having around 28 or 29 or 30 similarly margin of victory. So you look at how the pain has propelled them forward. I just love how both coaches have adjusted and really brought out the best version of themselves, and also that has translated to their team as well.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned adjustments. One, I'm going to get back to that, but two, another thing that Coach Staley told us, because we were talking about the coaching job that she's done, and she was like, they're great people, meaning her players. And Corey Close says the exact same thing about her group, like how much these coaches, one, know their players, but two, appreciate the people that they are, not just the players, because sometimes coaches can start to look at their players about as what do you do for me on the court. And I think both of these coaches do an excellent job of knowing their players as people first, and that gets the best out of them. You mentioned adjustments. Corey Close has had to coach her team harder than ever before. Don Staley, we're used to her being an inside-out team. They're more outside-in because their post players had to mature and had to grow through this season. So on the court adjustments, off the court adjustments, it's just been really fun to watch these two coaches.
Yeah, and Corey Close, she said that this is a business trip for her team. So it's been cool to see how they have taken the pressure off, had moments of joy, they've danced, but more importantly, when they have to be locked in, they are locked in. And then Don Staley, I feel like the D and Don Staley is for discipline. They're dominant, but they're very disciplined, and so both of their styles have translated to their squad.
So the Louis Vuitton Don said she's moved on from the Gino incident that happened on Friday, and she caught up with Holly Rowe a little bit ago.
Well, Coach Staley, it's an uncharacteristically early start. You guys are Eastern time, but you have been in this time zone for a while. What did you do with your team this morning to get ready for this moment?
Well, I mean, we did all of our prep yesterday. This morning we just had pregame meal, and we had an awesome blessing by Adele Tack that was just really hit home. And to be one of two teams standing on the last day of our incredible women's basketball season on Resurrection Day, it's a true honor.
UCLA has never played in the NCAA championship game before. You're here frequently. What will your group lean on and you lean on from an experience standpoint to win a national title?
Well, a third of our team hasn't played on this stage. I think the team that gets to their habits, who they've been all season long, the quickest, because we all will have some type of nervousness and adrenaline going, and hopefully it's not so bad that we're turning the ball over and going too fast. And that's both teams. Hopefully we could display some great basketball on both ends and act like we've been here before and act like we want to serve the game that has been so giving to us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Holly.
Sorry, I called her the Louis Vuitton Don. She got on Balenciaga today. I'm sorry.
You need to check your facts.
Exactly. We need to figure out another nickname.
You're the fashion queen here.
Exactly. I should have known. But everything that she just broke down when it comes to nerves going into a game like this on both sides, because she mentioned only 1/3 of her team was in the won a national championship the last time that they won. What stands out to you about what both teams have to do to go into this game and just be calm?
Look, I played in 3 Final Fours, and I was nervous as heck. I absolutely was nervous as heck, but the game settles in after the ball is tipped, and I do believe that we're going to see some adjustments to the moment, especially for UCLA. But when you think about UCLA, they are the quote-unquote better seed, but they actually statistically are the underdog in this one. So sometimes when you're the quote-unquote underdog, you play more free. You play without pressure. But then when you are the top dog, you have the experience. You have the know-how. So it's a balance of the mental game as well.
Yeah, and I know this is very on brand for me because I always talk about defense. But in these moments in the national championship game, you could shoot your exact same form, but it's going to miss because you're a little nervous, right? But nerves, the way that they can impact defense and rebounding, those things you can control. You can control if you're in a stance. You can control if you're in denial. You can control if you crash the glass. So for both of these teams, it starts there, and then the offense starts to take care of itself.
Yeah. All right, well, just about 40 minutes to tip, 38 minutes to be exact. For UCLA, there are 6 seniors that anchor this team. That is half of their roster. We're going to talk about how impactful those 6 players are for the Bruins. So much more coming from Phoenix after a word from your local ABC station.
You're watching NCAA Women's Championship Special, presented by Capital One.
When you have everything you need to unlock your best workout, like free fitness training and best-in-class equipment, you can give everything you've got, all for just 1 cent down. Get stronger with free fitness training at Planet Fitness. Join for 1 cent down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, April 10th.
You ready?
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Dear America, at JP Morgan Chase, we believe the greatest investment we've ever made is in you. So now through our Security and Resiliency Initiative, we're putting $1.5 trillion into helping strengthen the energy grids and supply chains that drive ambition, the manufacturing that builds legacy, the AI and quantum computing that creates progress, and the defense and cybersecurity that protects it all. Because we know when we invest in America, the returns are limitless.
Decker Investigations.
I have a job for you.
Tuesday, RJ Decker is all new.
Como se dice possible homicide?
It's entertainingly twisty.
Where would we be without low-rent PIs?
Get hooked on this must-watch compelling hit.
That's straight gold, son.
It's being called one of the best new shows this year.
Repeat after me, okay? Everything is gonna be...
Try not to die tonight.
I will do my best.
New RJ Decker, Tuesday, 10/9 Central on ABC and Hulu.
When people are betting on you, every pass, every shot, it's not just the coach in your ear. It's the comment sections, the DMs, the losers who make threats and harass you. But this isn't their game to play. It's yours. The NCAA is drawing the line, educating about the dangers of sports betting, tracking online threats, and protecting the integrity of the game. See all the ways the NCAA puts student athletes first.
With the 2026 Toyota Tacoma, you can do whatever you want.
Whatever we want?
Yep, whatever you want.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
Whatever we want! Whatever we want. The 2026 Toyota Tacoma, for every kind of adventure. Toyota, let's go places.
Every year, people are killed when they come into contact with power lines. One touch can send lethal voltage into your body. But tragedy is easily avoided. When working with long tools or ladders, always stop to look for power lines. And keep your distance. Please report hazards to Entergy. Take a minute. Save your life.
You are, and we are, New Orleans' very own.
On ESPN and the ESPN app. The Dallas Wings have the first pick. Our coverage begins with WNBA Countdown at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. One player with her eye on that day, UCLA senior Lauren Betts.
When I got here, I always believed that UCLA was capable of getting to the national championship game, but I think to finally be a part of it and be on this team is just like unreal.
What does she not mean to this team is easier to answer because it's what she does on offense, what she does on defense. I love the depth in which she's embraced the UCLA experience.
With a block for the ages. Lauren Betts, she has been the consistent force for UCLA.
It's kind of bittersweet because I can't believe it's my last game in UCLA jersey. This program means so much to me. It's changed my life, and I really want to make sure that I finish the season in the best possible way and give everything back to this program that they've given me.
She's just been tremendous. Before she even came to UCLA, I coached her in the U19 World Cup, and my dad passed away on that trip. And even then, as a young kid, she just was always looking out for me. And I will be forever grateful for that. And so she just has meant everything.
Betts is the fourth player to enter the title game with 20 points per game and 70% shooting. whom went on to win the title. Dating back to last year's tournament, she's had 15 points on 60% shooting in 6 straight games, which is the longest by any player in NCAA tournament history. And it's just been so fun to get to know more about Lauren Betts and to get to know her as a person today. But when it comes to what she does on the basketball court, what stands out to you?
This is Lauren Betts' one shining moment. She is so much more than a center and just 6'7", y'all. And I hate saying 6'7", because it always comes back to my head. She is honestly a beast on the floor. She's 6'7" and skilled. Watch this. UCLA's offense, one of the best in the nation. They have good ball movement. This is actually an inverted play because they play with 4 guards and 1 poster. Posting up a guard in Hawkins. She's able to draw 2. WNBA scouts have to be thrilled because this is what they look for her to advance in her game. The face-up shot. So she is versatile. But y'all, this play actually got me out of my seat because people freak out when she's this wide open going downhill towards the paint. Watch Justice Carlton. Oh my gosh, she's wide open. She gets out of pocket, out of character. But this is how talented she is. The most double play in the tournament. Everyone is attracted to her. She's a career-high assister this year. And Kiki Rice is shooting career-high from 3. She makes excellent reads. And last but not least, she can do bad all by herself. That's a big mama, Kyla Oldacre. She works her down. Roy Harmon, one of the best defenders, digs in. And then she gets to her package again. The WNBA draft is about 8 days away. They have to be thrilled to see this. A turnaround, fadeaway, mid-range shot. She's been averaging 22 points on 70% shooting. I know the UCLA, they are Bruins, y'all. But when you see her and you get to know her, you want to hug her like a teddy bear. Yeah. But she's really a grizzly bear when she's playing. You know that mystical line? If you ever see me in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear. Help. And Lauren Betts is on the floor because she is that dominant.
Yeah, it's just so impressive watching Lauren Betts and how much her game has grown. I think she's in better shape this season because all those plays that you just showed, think about her putting the ball on the floor and going across the lane, right? Handling a physical post-up, kicking it back out to the guards, then reposting and making move. All of that takes excellent conditioning. The block shot, turning her hips. To me, her skill set has grown, her conditioning has grown. There's so many aspects of her game that I've enjoyed watching. On the other side for South Carolina, the one-on-one matchup with Lauren Betts will be tough. What the issue is when your best player is a post player is she doesn't start with the ball. Correct. Lauren Betts cannot initiate her own offense. The guards have to get the ball to her. How does that work in South Carolina's favor? The same game plan that South Carolina had against UConn's guards applies today because if South Carolina can get up and put pressure on UCLA guards, it's going to slow down their ability to feed the ball to Lauren Betts. That on-the-ball pressure on the perimeter, it slows down post feeds. It slows down timing. It slows down the rhythm of their offense and how they can get that beast that you just talked about, the ball.
Yeah, it really disrupts their vision, and I think that's going to be intentional. UCLA, I wouldn't be surprised if they press a little bit just to slow them down and be able to help. But, you know, when I think about this UCLA squad, I think it's very important for people to understand they play 4 guards and 1 big. Yep. Yeah. What's the biggest area of weakness when you do that? It's rebounding. Yes. That's why you heard Coach Corey Close say we have to win the battle of the boards. South Carolina out-rebounded UConn by 15. Yeah. They have the luxury of different lineups. They can play Joyce Edwards at the 5 or the 4 or the 3. And so they can go super big with their own 6'7" and Medina Okai, who has played really unselfishly as well. So they have the luxury of riches when it comes to bigs, but UCLA will have to own the boards to win this game.
I was also just so impressed with UCLA and their patience against Texas. Texas applies a lot of pressure defensively as well. So even their mindset against Texas, they can use that mindset to go against South Carolina. So a lot of things playing into this matchup today based on what we saw Friday.
I feel like we can attribute that patience to the fact that there are 6 seniors on this team that play and contribute to that UCLA team. All right, let's welcome in our 2 friends, Ryan and Rebecca, because time now for the Affleck trivia question. The question is, both teams' leading scorers had 16 points on Friday. If no one scores 20 points today, who was the last Final Four most outstanding player to not score 20 in either Final Four game?
Oh, wow. That is a terrific question. Oh, you might have stumped us, Christine. I mean, did Aaliyah Boston not score 20 in their Final Four win her senior year? I'm going to go, they had a well-balanced team. I don't know. I'm going to guess AB.
I think that's a solid guess. I'll co-sign on Ryan. You guys want to guess it all?
I was going to guess Asia.
I was in between the 2.
Okay, y'all are all wrong, just so you know. Let's answer the Affleck trivia question. It was Candace Parker.
Wow.
2008. She had 13 in the semis and 17
I was in 8th grade.
in the title game. You should know that.
I was in 8th grade. 8th grade.
All right, you guys take it away.
All right, very good. Well, it makes sense because that was the lowest scoring title game ever. So there you go, Christine stumping us. Getting ready for action here between UCLA and South Carolina. We just heard the ladies talking about it, Rebecca. Two terrific bigs. They do it different ways at slightly different positions. But Lauren Betts for UCLA and then Joyce Edwards for South Carolina.
Two different experience levels as well. And we'll start with the sophomore. Joyce Edwards has been so good for South Carolina all season long. Leads them in scoring at just under 20 per game. Her versatility and skill set on the offensive end of the floor. Gets into the paint and scores. Can face up and score. Can prevent you from doing it with her block shots. Her footwork is terrific. And she has come to play so far here in the NCAA tournament as well. And for UCLA, it's their senior, Lauren Betts, at 6'7". She has taken it to another level in the NCAA tournament. Just under 23 per game. 3 blocks per game, simply dominant when she catches the ball inside the paint, and she sprinkled in a few face-ups as well, Ryan Rugo.
You take a look at the championship game experience. South Carolina with 5 players who have championship game experience. UCLA with 0. For more on this matchup, let's send things over to Holly Rowe.
Well, UCLA doesn't have experience in this moment in a national championship, but what they do have is a senior class that is so close and connected. They have been unbelievable, leading the team in scoring all season long. It is this group who have driven them now to the precipice of a national title. They have also performed well here in the semifinals. It was those seniors who were the leading scorers for the team. And Corey Close, knowing that they want to continue to pour into each other and have a commitment to performance today. Last night at shoot-around, she had them stand in their final circle of the season and go around with every person and all of those seniors and commit to what they will do today. We were there, and Lauren Betts' commitment to her team, I will sprint back every time. Angela Dukulich, I will rebound and box out and defend. They all have went around, said what they will do, and that is the chemistry and commitment to each other that has made this team very special today. So, Jess Sims, I'm tossing it to you, and I will be a good teammate to you today. Anything you need, I'm here for you.
Appreciate you so much, Holly. Welcome to courtside at the Women's Championship game. My name is Jess Sims. I'm joined by the one and only Olympic rugby player, Alona Mar, and the point guard has joined us, 4-time WNBA champion, Chelsea Gray. Ladies, first of all, welcome, Chelsea. We missed you. We had the Stud Buzz on Friday. We're so excited to have you. Alona, you've been here since Friday.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the experience?
I know everything that's happening. It's been really great. I think the games on Friday were so fun. I'm super excited to watch more of those battles in the paint. I don't know, maybe it's because of who I was, the player I was. I'm loving the physicality.
Absolutely. And Chelsea, you are courtside for the first time. We are kind of used to it now.
Yeah.
What's it like being here?
It's so cool. Like the energy and everything it's electric in here. I just love it. I'm interested to see how they're going to battle. Like what are the different strategies that they'll come out with. So I'm really excited for this game.
And do we have any predictions, ladies?
Yeah, I'm going with Coach Staley in South Carolina.
We're going to get into that more on the show. Okay, Alona, what about you?
I also think it's going to be the Gamecocks, but I do love UCLA. And maybe I'll go for UCLA just so we can battle it out a little bit. Yeah, just so we can kind of tussle a little.
We love it. We love it. Make sure to tune in here, Christine. We love you. We see you over there. Hey, girl. Hey, Dre. Hey, Shanae.
Hey, ladies. Courtside at the Women's Championship presented by AT&T will be over on ESPN. I would love to see Chelsea Gray and Alona Maher tussle it out a little bit. I feel like they should do that over there. That'd be great.
No, those are the last 2 people I'd like to see tussle it out.
It'd be a fun time. By the way, Jaime Jaquez is going to stop by as well. It's going to be really good. All right, coming up right here, we call them the Johnson sisters, or Johnson and Johnson, Raven and Tessa, 2 players who are huge for the South Carolina team. What do the Gamecocks need from them today? We're going to discuss.
It is Johnson and Johnson. Oh yeah, me and Tessa. She really cares about the other person. She really values relationships. It's just a bond between us. It's a special connection, and I think that translates on the court.
Raven back to Tessa. And how about that?
Just to see their connection and how they are together. I mean, they love each other, and they are great dancers. Tessa and Raven, they feed off of each other, and it's always right on time.
Raven Johnson with some big money buckets.
I'm going to miss Raven, but we have 2 more games together.
Okay, let's have a look. When faced with a cancer diagnosis, who helps you rebound financially? Aflac. That's right. And who's been in the cancer insurance game since 1957? Aflac. And who can help cover treatment from diagnosis to recovery? Aflac. Now show me what you're made of. Aflac. To learn more, visit aflac.com/cancer. Whoa. Glad you're on my team.
You know, before Tatum was Tatum, I actually scouted him at a Dick's just like this.
Isn't that Tatum by the Tatums?
Yep, still putting the work in.
Can we get some more Tatums in here? Never have enough Tatums.
You know what I see, Diana? I see the future and the present under the same roof. We got Sabrina down there just giving back to the community.
You seeing all this talent?
Yep.
You guys want to help? We're good.
What's next? Stefan Castle just being unfair to the next Stefan Castle? Unfair, Stefan. I live for that type of action. This is the best of the best. It's the pinnacle of sport. Love it here.
How we're made determines how far we go. So for those who are strong, those who are powerful, those who aren't afraid to push their limits, the world of greater awaits. Greater journeys, greater experiences, greater memories. The first ever Kia Telluride Turbo Hybrid is ready.
It's easy to think medicine is about sickness.
We're back. Go.
But medicine is about bringing all of yourself to the moments that matter. Medicine is about being present with the people we care about. None of us are here long enough. But we all deserve a chance to be who we are supposed to be for as long as we're here together. Medicine isn't about sickness. Medicine is about health.
Texas was feeling unwelcome. Now Texas is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person. They're ready to do your taxes for you, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Don't wait. File by 4/15.
They were the blueprint for football greatness. But before they were legends, they were plans. Now it's time for the next generation to show the world what they're made of.
Diving toward the end zone. Touchdown! He's built for these kind of moments.
And on draft night, plans become reality.
With the first pick in the NFL Draft.
The NFL Draft presented by Bud Light, April 23rd through 25th.
This is our final ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader of the regular season. Jalen Johnson and the Hawks play Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs at 7 Eastern. Then Wemby and the Spurs host the Trailblazers. The NBA Countdown Crew tips-off coverage at 6:30 p.m. The NCAA Women's Championship Special is brought to you by the Capital One Cup. Capital One annually awards $500,000 in scholarship money and the Capital One Cup trophy to the best NCAA Division I men's and women's athletic programs.
And I'm comfortable in my skin.
It's in her aura. She got a lot of aura, and I think that her clothing says all that about her.
She knows who she is. I mean, she's that girl. She's that woman.
Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. Hello, it's me. Hello, hey.
I like clothes in which that will be classics. It's comfortable. It's relatable to people.
She's just a super steady person. I mean, she wants the best for us and we want the best for her. So I think her demeanor is super important to this team. And I think especially as a black woman, it's super important for women's basketball as well.
I love basketball. Like, it's my passion. It is the very thing I don't cheat on.
She knows how to connect well with any and everybody, older, younger, and she's a strong woman. I feel like outside of basketball, she does a lot for women, and I feel like she's a figure to look up to. I'm just blessed to be coached by her.
South Carolina is scoring more than 86 points per game on the season, on pace to set a new program record, and it's shooting a tick better than 50%, on pace to be its best since the late 80s. It's been a minute. So they were held to 62 points against UConn. So what, Janae, do they have to do to get back to their season average?
I know Dawn Staley picks up a piece of paper, looks at her starting lineup, and she feels like Oprah because it's like, you get a start, you get a start, you get a start. Stars for South Carolina are their starters, and it's been a beautiful sight to behold because ironically last year their bench gave them the most production. They were #1 with bench points per game, but this year it shows you Dawn has been in her bag developing them. Her starters are now 4th in production. Raven Johnson right there is having a career year, more confident than ever before. Tanaya Latson is shooting her best percentage. Again, a transfer who took less of a role after leading the nation in scoring last year and now is shooting 50% from the floor. Tessa's the best active three-point shooter in the tournament. Joyce is dropping 20 a game after last year, just 12 a game. And then, oh man, y'all, you know I love Medina Okot, who is a walking double-double. Their stars are their starters, but I know, Drea, they have a secret weapon, don't they?
100%. I mean, all of these Gamecocks, they're peaking at the right time, and I don't know if you can say that more than anyone for Agat McKeer. The freshman averaged 7 points during the season on 46%. During the tournament, 15 points per game on 56% from the field, and she's got it done in so many ways. Think about the confidence in this play. It's a broken play. The ball goes her way. 6 seconds left on the clock. What does she do? Reverse pivots off of one dribble. Eyes immediately on the rim. Bottom of the net. Sinks it. That is confidence from a freshman. And then look how electric she is in transition. The speed gets all the way down the court in how many seconds? 3.3 seconds. Nobody is catching her in transition offense. She has such great strides. And then look at this play. Now, there's a screen set for her. The defender's going to go under the ball screen. What does Agat McKeer do? She reads it, pivots out of it, and then goes off of another screen to get the ball. Follows the pass beyond the three-point line. Kenyatta is too far off. Eyes on the rim again. Sinks it. Whether it's in half-court offense, a broken play, a play designed for her, transition, Agat McKeer's confidence level, to me, it spreads to everybody. When she comes in off the bench and can play that way, I haven't seen that from UCLA as much with who they bring in off the bench. And Dugalich is great defensively, but the offensive threat of Agat McKeer has been huge for South Carolina.
I have been blown away by Agat McKeer. The only word I can describe her is a hooper. And as a freshman, I was not this fearless. The fact that she says this is what she's trained for, this stage, double figures in all of her tournament games, that's been great. Dugalich is going to be huge. Because she has size coming off the bench, knowing that they start 4 guards, so she will have to rebound. But I want to go back to defense because, Drea, what was the thing that sort of irked your nerves the most last year when it came coverage to UCLA? It was drop coverage. Lauren Betts has improved when it comes to defending. We saw that in the highest level in the semifinals versus Texas. She had the tough assignment of guarding at times, switching onto Maddie Booker. Texas shot their lowest percentage all year long, 31%. This UCLA defense is no joke, but sometimes you can't guard people that just come off the bench and hoop. They don't really make the scouting report. Let me tell you right now, Agat McKeer is in the scouting report.
Yeah, she's 100% in the scouting report. UCLA, though, their defense, you mentioned Lauren Betts and her mobility. Watching that Texas game, it almost gave me a reminder of what I felt like at Tennessee, because I knew I could apply pressure on the perimeter because Isabel Harrison and Mercedes Russell were behind me. So I knew even if I got beat, it's okay because they had my back. These UCLA guards, they can get up and pressure because Lauren Betts is lurking. She is right there to protect them if they get beat, so they can give that extra effort defensively.
I raise you with Raven Johnson, Tessa Johnson, Maya Latson. They can apply pressure. Why? Because Medina Okot is behind them. We got 6'7" and 6'7", which makes this really fun.
6'7", I feel like we got it like 42,000 times already in the show. All right, coming up, only 2 players lacing up today know what it takes to win a national championship game. And of course, Dawn Staley knows it well as well. But how can these 2 teams come out on top today? We're going to break that down next. More coming after a word from your local ABC station.
You're watching NCAA Women's Championship Special, presented by Capital One.
Can our Nissan Pathfinder do this?
Not that you would, but you could. The new V6-powered Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality.
New Balance. We got now. WGU believes you should profit from college, not the other way around. With lower tuition, self-paced degrees and certificates that build employer-approved, future-proof career skills. WGU is the university that puts you first. Visit wgu.edu to learn more.
All right, here we go, right? Finally, big game. Stay calm, stay composed, and just remember, no matter what,
there's never been another duck like you. Time to lock in.
Push the face, thread the needle.
we have to stick together.
Show me your game face.
All right, we'll work on it. Will it be easy? Is it going to be worth it?
Don't forget,
You're a bird of prey, a majestic,
beautiful soccer gazelle. Go!
What does victory sound like? Together on 3. 1, 2, 3.
For over 100 years, the NCAA has supported student athletes competing and going to college. And now, the NCAA and its schools provide healthcare coverage, mental health services, scholarship guarantees, and more. And scholarships have grown. The NCAA is a launching point, a leg up, and a spot to land. See all the ways the NCAA puts student athletes first.
Built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built stronger. Built louder. Built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's Monday night. Idol is live and kicking it old school with 90s superstars.
Bring it on!
And your top 11 are revealed live.
The heat is on.
WGNO is heading to the sweetest event of the year. Join Stephanie and LBJ live from the Ponchatoula Strawberry Festival, bringing you the food, fun, and flavors of the strawberry capital. It's going to be a very good time. Friday, April 10th at 5 and 6 p.m. on WGNO.
A new era begins. Judy Justice.
Weekdays at 4.
NCAA Women's Championship Special is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
South Carolina and UCLA are the final 2 teams remaining.
This is always the goal for us. You know, to be here is not a surprise.
This is something that I dreamed of. To be able to do it in my last year makes this moment even more special.
Stay locked in.
We'll be out there ready to compete and give it our all for these last 40 minutes of the season.
I want to make sure that I give it everything that I possibly have.
Just have to go out there and play South Carolina basketball and be held to a higher standard.
I want them to have a hunger to finish the drill.
This is why I came to South Carolina to play in the national championship and win it.
The only thing we think about is the finish line, the things that we need to do to win us another national championship.
Wow, I have chills. Mostly because it's cold in here, but also because those 2 teams feel like they are primed the best for this stage. And we talked a lot about experience, all right? Who has the most experience? Don Saley's been here. Corey Close hasn't been here. All of that kind of goes out the window, I feel like, when it's a national championship game. So how do these teams win a championship today?
Well, I feel like it is in the window in the very beginning, right? Because those nerves, when you haven't been here before, you could be more nervous than you have ever felt in your basketball career. But to me, as soon as the ball is tipped, it really does come down to just basketball. Just playing the game that all these players probably love so much and enjoy, and just focusing on what is the next best action that you're supposed to do. Whether it's a denial, whether it's a box out, whether it's running to the rim, sprinting, anything, that's all these players have to try to continue to think about. Flushing what just happened, good or bad. Because if you make a shot, the other team's probably going to run back down and score. So good or bad, flush it. What's the next best action that you can have on the court to get this win?
I think the most important thing, and I'm sure that the players are about to run out because the crowd is going crazy right now, is just being present. This is a moment that you dream about. This is a moment that you work so hard for. And so being present on every possession to me is going to be important, but also understanding your strengths. We have 2 they do. They have a tough identity. South Carolina, they're disciplined, but they play hard. They play defense. But also what I love is their path to a championship has been showing improvement in offense. They shot their guards 70% from three in the regionals. They can withstand anything. And then when you think about UCLA, a lot of people are trying to sleep on the West Coast. They have woken a lot of people up. Is woken a word? I hope that's a word.
Yes.
Not everybody's awake on what they've been able to do. Lauren Betts, you think about the leadership in the